I think I've done the best I can. First months were complicated because I needed to adjust to a new reality, to a new club. Also the way that the club is built, by being a public club, by having fans and people in a day-by-day basis there. It's a club which is very open to the community in Split. It was something I was not used to. It's how to work with a president that is more a CEO, and then you have a supervisory board, which is also a body that I'm not used to in other clubs. But it's something I'm now adapted. It has good things, it has difficult things, but I'm fairly satisfied with the job until now. First of all, when we arrived, we always have to think about objectives step by step. I cannot lie to you. I told you before, my first goal was to enter Europa League group stage. It was something that we had in mind, and that unfortunately, by a small detail, we couldn't reach. Second goal was, of course, to be as most competitive as possible, to try to reassemble the team, because I believe that the team that in the first 6 months was stronger than the team that finished the league last year. And the second objective, of course, would be the Croatian League, and the Croatian Cup. Unfortunately, the Cup, we are already out, so now we just have first HNL to play. And our objective is to be as more competitive as possible each weekend and each game. And then in the end, we will see, we'll make the calculation regarding the points. We also need to be a little bit rational when you look at things. Pushnik had little time, I also had little time, and I understand that it was a big blow to be out of the Croatian Cup, losing a derby with Split. But rationally, losing in quarter-final this year, like last year, lost in semi-final, roughly is the same. Roughly is the same. It's one step forward, of course, it's one step forward, but roughly it's the same. If you ask me if I'm satisfied that we ended up the first half of the season in fourth place, I'm not. But also the context this year is not the same like last year. This year you have one team like Osijek, which is a sort of outsider that in the last few years never happened. So I believe that the league is also more competitive, but I also believe that in the end of the season we will be above the current position. As I told you before, I think roughly I think we did a good job with reassembling the team in the summer. I told you also I'm satisfied with 70–80% of the players that came. As you know, one of the players that came already left, Maganto. All the others are here with us, and I believe that these players that came in the summer helped to make a more competitive and a more strong team. But of course, results are still not the ones that we expect. Performance has not been also the ones that we expect, but I really believe that we will be much more competitive in the second part of the season. I already explained that because when I came to Hajduk, it was all very fast. I started working on the 2nd of June, team was started preparation on the 8th of June. So we didn't have too much time. I didn't know the club so well, so we had to be prepared to take players without taking a big risk. Without these players could be in the future a big burden for the club. So we brought them with a performance-basis contract, and we have probably until the summer, between March and April, to decide if we want to stay with them or if by any chance we release the players and they will be free. And in this case, we will reduce the margin of taking a big risk. Besides Erceg and Kozul, all the others had contracts like that Hajduk is entitled to extend or is entitled to finish in the summer without any further costs for anyone. We took a risk when we took Footage in the summer, we all knew that, but we also had this feeling that the player had the condition to be at this level, and I still think he is not at his top level. I believe that in the second part of the season he can still improve, because you understand that he was 8 months without competition. So as soon as he had regular competition, like he had in the last 2–3 months, he started improving. So now with a good preparation and with these next 16 games in the Croatian League, I believe that he can still be better. And of course, if you ask me the decision today, of course we would extend the contract with Footage, because he's a big asset for the club. He's a striker, left-footed, still young, 1990, European passport. So it's something that Hajduk cannot afford to lose. We had several objectives. First objective that the club asked me was to generate the necessary income so that the budget of the club would be balanced until the end of the season. So first we needed to sell, and with the situation with Kalinic and situation with Simic, we managed to achieve the amount that the club needed to stabilize the budget. This was our first objective, and we managed to do it. Second was not to lose the dorsal spine of the team. Okay, we lost Kalinic, we lost Simic, we released Maganto, we released some other players that were from the A team but were playing mostly for the B team. But my main concern was to sign a new contract with Nišić, captain of the team, to sign a new contract with Ohanza, to sign a new contract with Toma Basic. I can also now inform you that we also extended the contract with Juranovic until 2020. So we are trying to build a dorsal spine for the future. We are trying to avoid problems with time, not to have problems like we had with Ohanza, problems in the good sense, problems that negotiating with the players in the last year of contract. I want to avoid that. I want to work with anticipation. So this is also was my second goal for this transfer window, and we almost achieved 100% this goal. And as I told you before, I think we did a good job in the summer. So we did a good job in the summer. We don't need to make a lot of changes in the winter. So in the summer, as you understand, this is my idea. Could be wrong, could be right, but it's my idea. In the summer, we changed the A team, and we almost maintained the B team how it was. Now we are doing the opposite. We think that the A team is much more balanced, and now we changed a lot B team. Why? Because we need to increase quality in the B team. We need to have more players in the B team that could be in between the A and the B team. Because in the future, according to my idea, we should have a smaller squad in the A team, around 20 players plus 3 goalkeepers, and then have 3-4 players all the time in between the two teams. That's why we would like the B team to go to second league, and that's why now in the winter we concentrated a little bit some of our scouting in young players to go to the B team. This would be our main goal. Regarding the A team, there's always space to improve. I'm not saying that we had a perfect summer and the team is perfect. It's not. It's not. Every team in the world has space to be improved. We know what we want. We know what we need. But we cannot bring players just for bringing. We have 3-4 players that we scouted in the last 2-3 months. And
how many? 3-4?
We have 3-4 that we decided that could be interesting for Hajduk in this transfer window. And we will try to bring them. It was already before one need probably to bring one central defender, because we consider that Ismaili could play both roles, central defender and right back. So we didn't want to bring one right back that could, by any chance, prevent the evolution of Juranovic. Because in the beginning, people criticized Juranovic, he was not playing well, but I always believed that he can be a top right back. So when he's better and better, he now plays for the national team. So we would like to have this space open for Juranovic and Ismaili to play both roles. And in this case, of course, we are looking for a central defender. But according to our needs and according to the profile that the coach likes, we'll not bring a player just for bringing. And as I told you before, first we look inside. We lost Kalinic, we brought Letica back. We needed a central defender. First thing is to bring Bosancic back. At the moment we have Bosancic, Čosić, Nišić and Ismaili. We have 4 central defenders. There is also space to improve. If we can take the players that we think are going to improve the team, we will take them until the 15th of February. If these players are not available, because it's not easy, we don't have a big financial capability. Because one thing is for the club to ask me, let's sell to balance the budget. And the other thing, the next day I cannot take this money and spend on a player, because then, okay, the budget will be again unbalanced. So we need to work with what we have. We will not bring just for bringing. We could have here already 5 players, 3, 4, 5 new players, just for people to be happy. For you, with all respect to right, no, this is not my way. We will bring if we think we have the right player for our prices and for the characteristics that the coach is implementing, because as you see, we're now playing slightly different. We are playing in a new system, so we need players to play in that system, not players just to come. We believe that we will bring a new player, yes. If we can reach the player that we identified and we scout as important for our team, we will bring. But it is not an obsession. It's a need, but not an obsession. You've seen now that by changing a little bit the system, we are playing 4-3-1-2.
4-3-1-2.
So we're not playing with wide wingers like we played before. So at the moment we have some options for the wings. If we keep on playing 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, probably one winger would be some position that we'd be interested in. But mainly for being someone will be central defender. There is a chance we can bring one polyvalent midfielder that can play two roles, that can play outside like a winger if necessary, and that can play inside also like a central midfielder or offensive midfielder. But as I told you, if the players that we identified, if the players that we scout are available to come at the moment. If not, we will not jeopardize the budget for that. It's not a question of decision, it's a question of availability. Decisions we take already before. Availability of the player and quality. Quality we know where they are, we know who they are, but we have limitations. We cannot compete with some other clubs. We cannot make the same offers as some other clubs. And as I told you, I will not bring a player just for bringing. I will bring if we think that it will improve the team. But as I told you, if we take someone on the loan, it has to be someone that we can, in the future, in the summer, have a buying option to buy. Because we also have to think a little bit further ahead, and we have to think that if we bring a player now, we have to prepare next summer already. I know Carrillo for a long time. I know Carrillo since he was working in Espanyol Barcelona, and each coach has his own philosophy. Mr. Pushnik had one philosophy, Mr. Carrillo has one completely different. I'm very happy with the work that he's been developing now. And also, you have been here with us, you've seen the way he conducts trainings, you see also the two matches that we played, these test games that we played here in Antalya. And I believe that at the moment for this sample that we've seen in the two test games, I'm very happy. Carrillo is being very comprehensive. He understands, because it was something that we were very clear since the beginning when he came, because he came 2 games before the end of the first part of the season. And I told him that there was a possibility of 1 or 2 players leaving the club, and at first he had to look inside. And he's doing that. He's working with these youngsters that we recovered from second league. He's also working with some players that are from Hajduk's academy. But of course, like every coach, he wants to improve the team, and it's normal that he asked some players for some positions. But you also spoke with him, and I do not believe that he is unsatisfied for the moment. But of course, like I told before, there's always space for improvements, and if we can do it, we will do it.